Welcome to 1M3Y, a personal development podcast where we share about how to achieve your goals and speak to successful entrepreneurs and other key opinion leaders. I'm Joe.
And I'm Kerwin.
On this episode, we have our first guest on our podcast. Today, we have Aeon, founder of CAARTN. CAARTN is a Singaporean brand that's dedicated to making gift, food, and baking packaging affordable.
So Aeon, would you like to introduce yourself?
So hi, my name is Aeon. I run CAARTN Singapore for we're going to our 4th year this year. Then we sell food and gift packaging, and I think one of the main things I try to do is to always try to make packaging more affordable and then more accessible to everybody lah. Yeah.
Okay, so how do you come up with this idea, or what made you choose this?
I'll say so. I was like a pastry chef like in 2019. Then come like around late 2019, it was the time where like my friend wanted to like start up this pop-up store business, but it was like for food. So I was like, I think I was in my full-time job for like 2 to 3 years already. So I was like, okay, I'm a bit done with this job. I was getting very frustrated with my job already. So I was like, okay, why not try something new? Because I feel like it was time I could take on like a business. So from there, I was like, okay, let's just do it. Then because it was a food pop-up business, then pandemic came.
Okay.
Yeah. So at the point in time, like everybody, when it was end to 2019, when the first reports came out, it's like, okay, never mind, it's gonna pass. It's gonna be like bird flu. It's gonna be like, when we had bird flu, we thought it's gonna be like SARS, but then then the pandemic came. We did like one pop-up in February, one more at the end of February, and I think one early March. Then the lockdown announcement came. Then we're like, damn, this like it's going to be over. Like we really don't know what to do, because at one time we also put like deposits into all the different bazaars. Because for like pop-up store bazaars, you have to put a deposit.
Okay.
So I realized like when doing pop-up stuff, right, it's like wow, it's very expensive because deposits cost a lot. So it's like 2k, and depending on how popular the whole bazaar is, the more popular it is, the more expensive it gets. So like Geylang is like around 7k deposit.
Oh.
Yeah, so like that's something that people don't really know. So like when we did, so like, I think we put like, about 5k into like 2 or 3 bazaars. Then the lockdown came. Then at the point in time, everybody's contract was like, oh, this kind of unforeseen contract, we can hold your money until we decide to continue with it after the pandemic.
Did they return in the end?
No, they credit as they put as credit.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's something that people. I mean, this kind of thing is always meant to protect the company lah.
Yeah.
Because they were the first in trouble also when it came to the pandemic. So we also don't have a choice lah. I mean, everybody was in a hard time, so we just like, okay, never mind, just let it be. Lost. See what comes after the pandemic. But then come July, it was like we were in mid of lockdown already, and like everybody knew like things are never going to be the same. Yeah. So we sort of like disbanded the company. Then everything. Then we separated our ways. They went to like open their poverty store. Then I was like, I don't want to go back and work for somebody else. I'm at the point. I was at the point stage like there was no way I'm going to go back to becoming a normal pastry chef.
Yeah.
So I was like, why not do something else? Then this time I just do myself, because having business partner sometimes becomes a very big problem where you feel like a lot of times everybody has to agree on everything. If not, it's very hard to do something in the company. So I was like, okay, why not let me just do this packaging, because I was like a bit interested about trying to procure packaging for our pop-up. So I was like, okay, why not try to do this? Because I always realized that there was always a big problem in the packaging industry where like people don't want to reveal their prices. And then I'll not say like, especially Shopee now is maybe easier to get online packaging online, but I also wanted to like go a different route than all the current packaging industry companies lah. So come around November, I was like, okay, let's just do this. Then I imported from like Taobao lah. So my original concept of this whole thing was like, my sister invested a bit, so like, just like, how much we need? Yeah, I think 500 is enough. Then I was like, okay, 500, okay, 1,000. I thought it's enough, because I didn't expect it to blow up the way it would blow up. So I thought people wanted to buy 5 or 10 pieces. I obviously never do my market research. So like anybody who wants to open a business, do market research first. That's something I'm gonna always say. Because I thought people gonna buy 5 or 10 pieces, right? Then because we started selling on Carousel first. Carousel is usually the first platform you go to sell anything. Because there's no fees, it's easier, I would say, to understand selling. So we started selling, then because I ordered like 50 pieces for inventory. Then I think by the time the first time one customer buy, right, then everything sold out already. I'm like, no.
Oh no.
Yeah. Then you panic because everything is from China. You have to wait 1 month before you restock. Then I'm like, okay, no, this is not going right. Then we had to invest. So we really started expanding inventory like really fast, because like we went from like 50 to like 500 to 1000. Yeah, within like a few, like about half a year. Yeah, I had to really keep increasing inventory. Then I was like, oh, this getting a bit like crazy.
So Carousel was like a sort of a tool for you to see like there was actually a demand for this.
Yeah, because I would say Carousel. Carousel is really the one that sort of pushed us a bit down. Okay, maybe you can do a website, but like website was like a whole different story.
Yeah.
When I started doing my website, I'm like, wow, this is harder than I thought it's gonna be, because it's very, I would say it's very different now. Yeah, this time I'm very thankful for all the current platforms we have, because if you're done a website before, you understand how hard is it to really get a good website going, and to understand how to convert your customers to want to buy through your website. Yeah, so there's a lot of like learning process that I had to understand also. Yeah, so like I think Carousel was the first. Then I think I don't know why I started to go on the Shopee also. Yeah, Shopee was like more of, I think it was just nice that during the pandemic, then everybody wanted like to buy, like want to get sellers.
Okay.
Yeah, so Shopee was then I started Shopee around February 2021. Yeah, then slowly after that, then I got into the acceleration program. Then from there, I think it was quite a good, because I would say packaging at the point in time was one of the more profitable categories, because everybody wanted to be a home-based business. Yeah, everybody was doing this, that. So the demand for it was good, that it sort of propelled to where we are now. Yeah.
How has it been like after pandemic? Because I think now more people are going back to.
Yeah, everybody's going back to work. There's no more home-based business. I'm not kidding you. Like, I'll say when I started a whole business, it was centered around helping home-based business. Then when the pandemic ended, like the government went from like, I think May 2020. I always remember this, because sales from that month onward, oh my god, it plummeted like crazy. I'm not kidding you. Because so I would say the trajectory for every year, it's like you as a business, you want to like get better year. But when like you think it's gonna be a better year, then it becomes a shittier year, because it changes a lot. I would say being in the e-commerce is more of like being understanding how to adapt when it comes to, I think even for business, it's a business itself, like, is to adapt to whatever you all get, because nothing's going to be the same one year from now. So like for like May 2022, government said, okay, we can, like, they lifted measures quite quite fast. Like everything went back to normal very fast. So sales for e-commerce declined like crazy. Like people could see it, like a lot of sellers were complaining, because it was hard to sustain. Like it was, I would say the drop was around 50 to 70%. Yeah, so to cope with that is a very big like problem. So we also had to pivot quite big also like I was relying on a lot of home-based business. Then the home-based business all gone, and like, I'm not saying they left me, but it's like I understand, because people need to go back to work and stuff like that. There's no need to bake anymore. So I had to also pivot to go back to F&Bs, like all the restaurants and stuff like that. Yeah, so for, like, I would say at the point in time, it was very, very tiring to try to cope with the change. Yeah.
I think that's good to highlight like some of the challenges that you face, right?
Yeah.
Maybe like move back a bit to like when the time when you start up this business, right, in Carousel, or like did you have a backup plan, or how do you find the courage to even do like?
I would say it comes with a lot of different factors. If I look back at where I was at that point in time now, it's more like because I was like a sous chef at the restaurant, so I was handling a lot of like the financial stuff and a lot of like how to run a business kind of thing with my boss. So it's like at the point in time I was like, okay, most likely I'm ready for it lah. I should be able to. I understand how to do accounts. I understand how to do all the different marketing, because I mean I create my own IG and stuff like that lah. So I understand what it's like to run an IG account and stuff like that. So I'll say that's why when we started then with all social media and stuff like that, it was quite easier to get, rather than if you're a brand new business owner, you have to understand how to do a lot of things on the spot. Yeah. So like that's where I would say when people say like it takes a lot of courage, I was like, okay, yeah, it really does take a lot of courage to run my own business, to be the brand of the business and stuff like that. Yeah.
So you took like some of the learnings that you had, the skills you had, and you think you were ready, so you just went for it.
Yeah, just went for it. And like I was saying, I always thought I was ready for it until I was not.
But then I guess you learn a lot more while you're doing it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. I would say sometimes you have no choice. Like it's like more like the stress. The stress will get to you, and then you have no choice but to find a way to settle this problem. Like you know, like we are humans. When we reach a point in time where you need to survive, you have to find a way. So So for me, it's the same.
So I think you share a lot of challenges. So what is one of the biggest challenges you face, and maybe how you overcome it?
For me, share too. Every time I feel it's like a big challenge. Everything is a big challenge. This one, everything.
Maybe the biggest one. Like,
I really don't think of really big. The big ones are always like just customer complaints lah.
Okay.
Customer complaints are always one of the, I would say because I take a lot of pride in like my business. So when people unreasonably come for my reviews and stuff like that, I get very like personal maybe.
what are some of the outrageous?
I would say the reviews on Shopee are the worst because buyers understand now that reviews have power over us.
Okay.
Because right now, if we look at it, right, Shopee, your organic ranking counts by sold count and review count. So the better your reviews, the better it is. So buyers are understanding that if you choose not to return refund us, you choose not to listen to what we want you to do, we will give you a bad review.
Okay.
Yeah, so they'll give a 1-star review. So I have people like just changing previous orders ratings just nice within a 30-day period, they change to 1-star. Yeah, so they will just purposely find ways to do this to you, which is like, it's frustrating now. Because there's something we can do as a business. And Shopee cannot step in to help. Because a review must be agreed by the person who posted it. The Shopee cannot remove it unless it's inappropriate content. Yeah, so a lot of times we are just left to deal with this. Because I've seen really nasty reviews, like people calling the buyer scammer and the seller scammer and stuff, when it's clearly the fault of the buyer itself. Yeah, so a lot of times like this kind of thing for me. To me, I don't really think got a lot of big challenges.
I think some people are just unreasonable.
Yeah, like I've learned over the past 3 years, like you can never satisfy anybody. Yeah, it's more like just try to just take the reviews and then just either you improve it. If it's just a nasty review, reply to it, then just any lah. Because there's no way to like just keep continue fighting.
So would you like give back the money to them, refund them, or how would you? Or would you try to talk to them and see what is needed?
A lot of times when buyers go directly to your reviews, right, they really don't care. Like they will just they will just if they want to really settle with you, they will have texted you through Shopee chat first. They will never go straight to your reviews one because they understand. As a business, you'll definitely do something. There's no way we will not do service recovery. So for me, it's like if you leave a nasty review, right, I'm not going to refund you. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to leave it be because you absolutely do not deserve it as a person. So I'm like, unless the person texts me, then I'll definitely refund. Because to me, it's the easiest way. Because like if delivery damage and stuff like that, it's very hard for us to fight with Shopee to get back the money. So we just take it as just cost and just refund. Yeah. So it's really, and most sellers will just do that. We just replace for you. It's like there's no way I would like, no, I'm not going to reply you. I'm not going to return you. I'm not going to refund you or anything. Yeah. But because it's our brand, a lot of buyers, especially on e-commerce platforms, they don't understand that you are still talking to a brand here. We are all brands trying to make a living out here, and eventually, hopefully, one day detach from the brand, the platform itself, and then have our own websites.
Then would you think like this? How big is this category of like outrageous buyers? Is it very big?
It's a lot. Like I would say, it comes to a point now where people will game the system to do what they can do to try and return refund. Like that's the ugly side of e-commerce that people don't see at all. Like people will find ways, like if they don't want an item, then because there are other reasons. If you click into a return refund, there's a lot of reasons. But because I'm a non-mall seller, like Shopee mall sellers, they need to allow a return refund because it's the policy of the mall. But for non-mall sellers like me, right, there is no change of mind policy. But then people will find ways to say, okay, maybe counterfeit products, or like there's a missing item. Then they'll find ways to. We've seen buyers really trying to like, because at the end of the day, what Shopee asks you to do is to just take a picture, of whatever you receive, you can just leave the thing out of the picture and then just and then Shopee agents will just accept. I would not say that the platform is citing the buyer. It's more like to appease the buyer. You cannot tell the buyer, no, we're not going to we're not going to refund you. The buyer's going to get pissed, what? Yeah. So Shopee end of the day, right, they will lose more money because they refund both of us. Because we will have the evidence to dispute that we did send out the correct thing. But then if I'm not wrong, Shopee does penalize all these people.
Okay. So do you get like things like, for example, they say non-delivery, then they want a refund? Or is it more of like...
Okay, so if it comes down to like delivery things, because I think one of the biggest misconception on Shopee or any platform is that people think deliveries are done by us, but it's not. We are all assigned to a delivery company in Shopee. So like for Shopee, for mine is now under Shopee Express. Most sellers are all under Shopee Express now. Lazada is Ninja Van and usually Q Express or CJ Express. So usually all this, like if it's delivery, we handle over the driver, right? It will be considered under not a problem already. So if really goes lost, right? I would say Shopee will compensate us plus the buyer. But then it's under the loss of the logistics company.
So they have the insurance for that. Instead.
As long because we already fulfill our part as a seller, so they cannot force us for it.
So I guess that's one good part about the delivery side is like handled.
No, but a lot of customers always think it's our problem.
Right.
Then they'll come back to us. Where's my item? Like, I really don't know where's my item. I have this customer like just only. He like, I mean, I handed over to the driver on like 22nd of January.
Okay.
Until now, it's still not delivered. It's still stuck in the warehouse. I don't know where. But most likely, I know it's lost already. Like, but we don't say this to a buyer. But the problem, the buyer is a seller also, so I also don't know why he's hounding me. I'm like, can you go and hound Shopee for it? Because I don't have the time to go and do this kind of thing. Like, if it's in the hands of Shopee Express, then I cannot do anything for you. Like, all I can do is to speed up, try to push.
I think a lot of like 4-star review, 3-star review I see on Shopee, people complain about the delivery. I was like
okay, when you rate a order, right? Like people have to understand that you are rating the review based on the product itself. Don't rate based on the delivery, because a lot of times we get this because people don't understand. Like half the time like, okay, whatever you want to say lah. Because there is a delivery rating, but then I think buyers are understanding now that never mind, I'm just going to give the whole overall rating of 1 star because I just want to fuck up the seller. Like to us, it's like, what's the point? Like, it doesn't make sense for us. A lot of time I always tell people, especially at 1-star review, if you all go to my Shopee store, right, you'll see like I've typed an essay long because I just want to like explain and just also throw shit at people because it doesn't make sense to like just do this to a business.
But it seems like there's a lot of different kind of customers you are facing. Then so what's your motivation through it? Like what makes you want to continue?
Also the customers lah.
Okay.
You have bad customers, you have good customers. The good customers to me, some of them have been with me for like since the start. So I was like, because I deal with a lot of home-based business, so for me to see the growth of the home-based business and eventually having their own store, it brings a lot of achievement. Because end of the day, I would say I also grow with them. So a lot of these parts, like I would say that was what when I was a pastry chef also helped me continue on. Because end of the day, it's always a satisfaction on the customer's face and to also understand that you are part of their journey. So to me, it's more like some of the customers I have, like they are sort of like friends now, because they would also like always talk to me and stuff like that, and they understand also because end of the day we're all small businesses, we're all trying to survive here, and like I would say the support they always give me is also one of the biggest motivation to continue on to like get more new customers and stuff like that.
Okay, nice.
It's good to see that you have some kind of motivation. I mean, there's always bad apples among the...
But I mean, it's more of the time just to look through the bad apples and just see the positive side of it. I think that's the main thing when it comes to running the business. Because a lot of times, if you focus on a lot of the bad points, it gets very bad on your mental health and stuff like that.
So I'm very curious, you talk about bad customers, but do you know any bad sellers then?
Bad sellers let me see. I mean, I got hear of sellers exploiting the system before, but I cannot talk that on the podcast. Shopee will kill me for it. But I mean, there are a lot of... I'll say there are even local sellers doing this, because there are sellers who know how to game the system. But I cannot say much here, but it's to increase their sold kind of review count.
Okay.
Because this is very it's in what we call order brushing lah.
Okay.
So people will do this to push. So sometimes we sellers we know very well one, because when it comes down to reviews, right, there are a lot of I think we've done enough we've seen enough reviews to understand who are bots, who are like just brushing the order to push their, because especially like if you're a newcomer and then suddenly you got like your list. I've seen new seller because you can see how long the business has been established for on Shopee. So the seller maybe only like few months old, but then his sold count already at few thousand already.
Oh.
Then I'm like, everybody knows it's fake one. Especially like especially if like the sold count is a few K, review count only less than 100. Means confirm got something done to this listing one. Yeah, and like these are listings that are popping up like literally every few seconds. There's no way Shopee can catch it. Yeah. So for us, it's just to deal with this nonsense or so like it's just for best sellers, it's mainly just gaming the system now. But I don't really, now we've reached a point where like in e-commerce it's very hard to get back packages or empty packages unless like maybe item never come, then the buyer cannot contact the seller cannot contact you through the chat itself. Then then they have no choice but sending empty. I think like 1 year ago there was this, I think the person was supposed to deliver a letter on like there was this article. Right. This seller was supposed to deliver a letter to a person, but apparently delivered like an empty note or something. Then he took it to social media. Then because we sellers, we have a Telegram group chat. So this seller was that seller who actually sent the lady empty package. So the seller didn't do it on purpose because because I think the seller that day had injury or something, so he couldn't, because he had to deliver himself. So he had no choice, but he had to fulfill the order. So he had no choice but to just send it out already. Then that's why the empty note came in. But then he never write anything inside. So at the point of time we told him, you have to write something inside. You cannot just send somebody an empty package and then expect them to understand that your letter will be coming like the next week.
I
or
thought
something.
the note would be something like, please expect delivery.
It was just an empty package. That's why we were like, that's why the buyer is just going to be very pissed with you. Like, at least understand that you have to make the buyer understand that the letter will be coming like in a few days time. You cannot, that's why the buyer was so pissed that she took it out of the store, man. So like there was a very big like hoo-ha about it. Then everyone was like, oh, okay, so you're the seller. That's like, yeah, I'm the seller there. Like he told me he's spraying his back and stuff. Like, I'm like, okay, then I'm like, how many orders did you send out like that? Because like he had to deliver. And he said nobody can fulfill for him if he. But I think at the point he did a seller own flat or something lah. So it was a very complicated case that like took some solving, but then realized, okay, it's not the seller that was bad, you know. Yeah. So that was a funny one.
Yeah, I think maybe right now you can answer. I think you talked about some misconceptions just now, right? Right now maybe we can touch on more on like what are some other misconceptions of being like an e-commerce seller, like that people have.
Everybody always think e-commerce selling very easy. Like that's what they push to you. I think like you all see YouTube sometimes. Do dropshipping. Yeah. But dropshipping is dead in Singapore. There's no way you can dropship in Singapore because right now I would say shipping times is getting faster and faster. Yep. Like we have buyers complaining that sometimes the local deliveries are slower than the overseas air shipping, because especially when it comes to mega campaigns right now, like the warehouses can cope. Because right now I would say because of what Shopee has did over the 3 years, mega campaigns now double digit days do not mean anything already. I will tell you like even like because next month is not next month is 3 right, usually it's the first mega campaign. The first mega campaign of the year of next year in March is going to be like almost 15 days long. Yeah, so to us it's like it's very saturated right now. Nobody cares, but then we obviously do see a huge spike when it comes to mega campaign days. So like a lot of us, we have to not work overtime. It's more like everybody is sending out parcels at the same day. So warehouses cannot cope with this problem. Like you cannot generally expect anybody to cope with this kind of problem. Like there's no way someone's going to hire 10 extra staff on just one day. You cannot do that. Yeah, so it's not logical. So there are people who are always complaining, hey, my local delivery is coming slower. It can delay up to 1 week now. Yeah, so right, but I would say it's the norm. Like you all cannot expect to pay either $1.99 or just free at $15 and expect a next day delivery. It's quite impossible. But Shopee is rolling that out now. It's like pay $2.99 for like next day delivery. It's in the works, and it's going to be one of the major push they will have for this year. Yeah, so that's what they want people to know and buy lah. Yeah, but I'll say it's always the delivery timings lah that people just don't like. Yeah. Then another one is I'll say that like e-commerce seller is no longer easy anymore because
There's so many of them.
yeah, there's a lot, like especially during the pandemic. Like I'm considered a pandemic seller, so but I also seen a lot of small sellers die out because a lot of times if you don't have the market research, right, you fight into categories that big sellers are fighting in. You confirm lose on. You will lose money because it's going to be items sitting there, not going to move, and then it's going to waste money. Yeah, so it's no longer that easy. Like you have to fight your ads, you have to fight your sold count, your review count, your customer service. It's mainly to also like trying to find out where is the balance for you. Yeah, so this one thing I think is very important. Like, so don't get caught into the notion that e-commerce selling very easy to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So those who are planning to start your own e-commerce business, I guess do more market research.
Do more market research.
Yeah.
That's something I always tell people.
Then after that, what's your future plans now for CAARTN?
For me, because now we're going to our 4th year. I would say I want to try locally expanding, like physically in. Really comes down to really having a store or like to. I've been toying in the notion like to do a pop up, like we're doing a pop up like on 3rd and 4th February. Like it's like at Sungai Kedok. It's like this Gain City super mega store there. Yeah, because like Shopback invited me. Then I was like, okay, let's go try lah. Like see what's the reaction to people seeing a packaging business at a pop up. Cause to me, it's never been done before. But I was always say like I would say because the packaging industry, I'm one of the younger players out there. Like most of them are older generation. They so it's a very different concept of what I push out to the market. But I think so far it's quite receptive of it because I would save a lot of people's time. I would say. Yeah, because our website also, it's like my prices are all listed there. And if you have a business, you can create a business account and then we also give you a business price. Yeah, so a lot of things is like very self service.
Yeah.
I mean, but I also don't want to cut out some people don't like
the relationship.
They also want a relationship. So like but sometimes I have to do it because I'm only a one-man show.
Yeah.
There's only so much time I can handle with a customer. I cannot. That's why I would rather people check out through the website or through even Shopee because it makes life better for me because everything is automated already. I don't even go and check your payments. I don't give you invoice and stuff. Right? Yeah. So a lot of times like it's all these small little things. Yeah. So for me, it's like to expand physically. So I think we are going to open like a small store in the west, but it's like a collab with my another company. So we will have like a small retail store there. Then we see how it goes from there. Because the Ubi one like sort of closed because there wasn't enough traffic. Yeah, but I do want to expand locally, like physically.
Do you have like any existing contracts with like maybe restaurants or whatever to provide?
For restaurants, I have. Because I mean now I'm providing for my ex-boss, the company. Because now, but we only doing paper bags. But a lot of times, like because restaurants, I cannot really provide because we don't do takeaway packaging. So when it comes to packaging, there's a lot of branches. Yeah, so I would say I mainly deal with the baking and gift side. Yeah, so there are takeaway packaging, there's e-commerce packaging. Yeah, so a lot of people always think like your company name called CAARTN, what? Then why you never sell carton boards? That's like the first thing I always tell myself, like, why did I name myself CAARTN? Yeah, then I would say like always, it's that's why for me sometimes I also don't want to. I cannot aggressively go and fight the bigger companies. So I don't have the inventory also. Sometimes to scale up, then some people don't like money, buy a bit, sell. Then but usually if I have a working relationship with a company, I always I will reserve some for them.
What are some tips after sharing with someone, or any advice for people who actually want to start besides market research?
The fear of the unknown is always going to be there. But to me, it's like if you don't start it, then when you don't start it. That's always the first thing when it comes to running a business. Everybody wants to start a business, but whether you want to take the first leap of faith, it's always up to you. And to me, like everybody also always think like, okay, I can have a full-time job and then do this side hustle, and then if it converts well, I'm going to do this. But I can tell you, it's never going to work because the main thing is that because you know that you always have a lifeline at the back. If you just don't work, okay, I'm just gonna continue my full-time job. It's that's going to always be the mentality. Yeah, so to me it's like you want to do this, right? You quit your full-time job, do this. You have no money already, right? You find any way to survive. Man. Trust me, that was me when I sort of I was doing part-time before I did this full-time, but I realized if I need to grow the brand, you need to do this full-time. There's no way you can do this part-time because you're not gonna put your full heart into this thing. So it means like do it, then just take the leap of faith and just see where it brings you lah. Yeah. So for me it's like always it's always scary lah to not know the unknown, but that's how you grow as a person also. Yeah. So that's one advice I always tell people. And also understand your market needs lah. Like I never do enough market research. So I didn't know how tough of a core audience is going to be to convert people. Yeah. So that's one problem lah. But I would say also know how to get your brand out there. Yeah. Like don't be afraid lah. Like find a way to understand what your brand represents or stands for. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so much lessons. I think for me the main takeaway here is like to always do your market research, and if you really want to do something, take a leap of faith, do it, and then the lessons will come, and then you will take.
Then you will start learning the lessons. Yeah.
Correct, and then you will make your way through it.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, actually, I just very curious as in business wise now. So let's talk about where do you see the packaging market trends going towards? Because there's lesser of home-based business and more people going back to life as normal. So, but any opportunities that you?
To me, regardless of like, I feel like the business is still always like the trends are always still going to be there. And I would say because I import in very generic and like usually I only import in like craft or white colors. I don't bring in like fancy designs and stuff like that because because I used to have like a baking business now, so I don't. To me, generally, I don't like to even use any packaging that has like designs and stuff because it doesn't make sense. Because somebody else out there is going to use the same thing, so it doesn't make sense for me. So for me, it's like because we import in craft color, so it's a very like neutral color. Everybody uses it. So far we don't really any box has a use for anything. Yeah. So that's what I realized like over time like as long as you think you can fit, yeah, it can use law. So for me, it's like I don't really care about the packaging trends. For me, it's more like can this box be used or not, and how much it's going to. Obviously, how much will profit me, and plus how much it's going to benefit the user. Yeah, because to me, it's like any box can be used for anything already. Yeah, I've seen my customers use my baking boxes for like gift boxes and stuff like that. Yeah, so to me, it's like to them. As long as the box can fit, can really.
Which is the value of the box.
Yeah,
like
how much is it cost also. Yeah.
I think that's interesting. I think all business owners will want to provide the best value to the customers. Yeah. So I think maybe one important lesson for you after so many years, like coming 4 years, what have you learned?
I've learned a lot. Like I would say designing. That's why I always say if I ever close down my business, I would just go and like do marketing for people already. Because at this rate, like I'll say, like because all the visuals like, if you see on my website, everything is all done by me. Like I create all the visuals. So I think over time, I'm obviously not. I'm not going to put myself into a designer part because I don't know the hierarchy and stuff like that. But I'll say like learning how to design and to market the brand is one of the biggest takeaways I've ever like learned now. Because this kind of thing really cannot teach you one. You need to you can go for courses, but end of the day, it's your brand and how you market it to different people. And I would say marketing has the biggest change within the past 3 years. We went from normal, like, I'm going to put your ad on Instagram and Facebook, you're just going to buy from me. Now we are moving away from that concept where we are going towards user-generated content, where we have to hire influencers to tell you, hey, this is good, buy from us. So the marketing trends have changed so much in the past 3 years that I cannot even cope with it anymore. Because IG originally went from let's do single photos to let's do reels to let's do carousel posts. Yeah, so the trends are evolving so much over time that like nowadays I was like, okay, it's like I say, adaptability or to whatever throws at you are. If you don't adapt, then you're just gonna die. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we have learned a lot today.
Yeah.
It's time for us to wrap up this episode.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So thanks for coming onto our show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. And so this is our first guest, and we'll have more guests upcoming. So please continue to follow us. We'll post on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube,
Spotify.
Yeah, our whole podcast will be on YouTube and Spotify, and the reels will be on the other channels. So please check out us on just search 1m3y.podcast. All right, thank you.
Yeah. And if you have any comments or anything, drop us a DM. Great.
Yeah.
Thank
All right,
you.
thank you so much.
Thank
Aeon.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye bye.